Hello and welcome to SEC Baseball Predictions here at Southeastern 16. Today we're here to preview and predict the Super Regional in Fayetteville between Tennessee and Arkansas. I say predictions. One of us may have tipped his picks already, Jay Greeson.
You never know.
You never know. It could be part of the deception here. I don't know. But hey, two teams playing really well. We get a rematch of a series we already saw in Fayetteville, which Arkansas won 3-2. Tennessee rode Liam Doyle to a win in the regional. Arkansas rode pretty much anything and everything, just dominated the Fayetteville regional. Graham Doty, start us off. What sticks out to you about this matchup between Tennessee and Arkansas, which I think will be more than a little spicy, perhaps?
Yeah, lots of storylines. These two teams played each other not that long ago. So less than a month ago in Fayetteville, May 15th through the 17th. If you remember, Tennessee took game one of that series, and then the Hogs took games 2 and game 3. Like Tennessee, we kind of know what they are, right? They play with a chip on their shoulder, emotional. They just try to get underneath your skin. How much are they going to dial into that? We'll see. To me, Arkansas, I just don't think they're going to do much of any of that. I mean, I could be wrong, but I just kind of think the Hogs are just going to play baseball and try to take care of business. To me, if Arkansas does get into that type of stuff with Tennessee, that just benefits Tennessee. Like, that's just what they thrive off of. That's where they excel. That's just where it just seems like Tennessee can get in opponents' heads and do that. So you got two teams playing at high level. I'm leaning towards Arkansas. Just their pitching was phenomenal. We didn't really talk about them a lot during the regional just because they didn't really face much of adversity, if at all. Their pitching really took it up a notch in their regional, and we know their offense has been really, really good all year long. They got the SEC Player of the Year. Jay's paying tribute to him right now. So to me, this is the series to watch just because of all the storylines, what the atmosphere is going to be like, and then how each team is going to handle the emotional side of it.
Of all the intriguing storylines that we could spend, I know we're going to try to get in and out here in 15 minutes previewing this series, which is going to be a little bit tough because, as many of the chatters have noted, I'm a little bit long-winded. But of all the great storylines, you can talk about the importance of Liam Doyle start. You can talk about the first-round hitters in this matchup because depending on where you look, Davalan, Aloy, of course, Andrew, who's his britches, whose name just flew out of my head. I mean, for Tennessee, all those guys are going to be first-round guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because, he's not all that noteworthy. He's just kind of blends into the shadows.
Right.
But, I love – my good buddy Graham has turned me on to the conversation, especially in baseball. It starts in boxing, but it's especially true in baseball in terms of style making fights. I am intrigued to see Dave Van Horn against Tony V. And a guy who is steady, who's even-keeled, and then you've got Tony V, who might as well be the skipper of the SS Minnow. It could be a 3-hour cruise and it just be smooth sailing, or they could end up on Gilligan's Island for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I love the moving the chess pieces behind the scenes, both not only tactically but emotionally. Dave Van Horn I'm sorry, Graham, you're 100% right about how Tennessee wants to get you into an emotional tete-a-tete. There is no doubt Dave Van Horn every day this week in practice is somewhere, or some version of the phrase "don't lose your cool" is 100% going to be part of the message.
Well, it cost Tennessee once already. Cannon Peebles threw a stray word at someone and is going to miss game one. So I think Tennessee will start Stone Lawless behind the plate, who was actually a better hitter than Peebles when he played, although against a different level of competition. But I think, to me, on the pitching side, I think these two teams are a little bit opposites. They both got elite arms, but Tennessee right now, I feel like the circle of trust for Tony Vitello. I look at when and how he used guys. Liam Doyle started the opener, closed the last game with 31 pitches. Marcus Phillips started in between, went 98 pitches. He's been pretty solid. He's not going to go, 3 innings and give up 8 earned runs. He does have a problem with stolen bases, as we've noted, but Arkansas doesn't run a ton. Brandon Arvidson threw 5 pitches on Saturday, 108 on Sunday, and he's really riding A.J. Russell a lot right now. He threw 53 pitches on Saturday, 38 on Monday. Dylan Lloyd threw twice in between. They got a good outing from Brayden Krenzel, but I feel like Vitello wants to go maybe 4 or 5 guys as best he can help it right now. I mean, and that's a little overstating it. They've got some other players too who are good, but you can see when things get tight and he wants to finish a game where he goes, and it's been the same few guys lately. Arkansas maybe doesn't have that one dude in terms of like a lockdown Friday starter like it's had before. Now, Zach Root's been really good. I'm probably shortchanging him a little bit. There's been a little bit of up and down to it. And I think one of the talk of the regionals was Gage Wood and Gabe Gaeckle closing out that game 3, 20 strikeouts between them. They've got Landon Beidelshies kind of out there in the background. He's been a starter most of the year. But I think Arkansas gets it done maybe a little bit more with several guys. They didn't even use Will McIntyre last weekend, who I think is a super useful piece. He's not the flamethrower the other guys have, but I think Tennessee gets it done more with a few guys. They have some depth, and Arkansas leans a little bit more towards several guys. So that's interesting. The other interesting thing is I think Arkansas's lineup, like 1 to 9, more balanced than Tennessee's, but I think Tennessee has got Andrew Fischer and Gavin Kilen, who might be the 2 guys you least want to see at the plate. Well, that's probably not true. Fischer probably would be one on my list, and then we throw Kilen into a group with a bunch of Arkansas guys. The bottom part of the order for Tennessee didn't hit as well as late. The lineup changed a lot, but still a very talented lineup. Watch for Levi Clark, who hit well late in the season and is a big power threat. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think there's a little bit more star power, top heaviness on Tennessee's side in both the lineup and its pitching, while Arkansas, I think, is more even in between with some really, really good, if not great players, guys.
I think that's definitely fair. Maybe Arkansas is a little bit deeper. Just to kind of go on the point that you're making there. But like, to me, I just look at these two teams. They just did this not that long ago. It's in Fayetteville. I know it's going to be a little for the Arkansas fans. We have a lot of both of these fans in our chats a lot, but it just seems like Arkansas fans, it's like nervous energy.
Yeah.
You can't like, if you have that in the stadium, the team can sense it and feel it. So you just gotta try to have as much fun as you can, just because this will just be one of those, get your popcorn ready. This is going to be a fun and electric 3-game series. So again, lots of storylines. Like, to me, one of the biggest difference between these two teams is the defense. Arkansas is the top 2 defense in the conference. So they're up there with Vandy. And then Tennessee is the worst defense, or second worst. Only Missouri is the worst one, as far as like fielding percentage, errors, all that stuff. And like little things in games like this, they matter, Jay.
No, they 100% matter. But I thought
know what you're going to say about Missouri. Insert Missouri baseball joke here.
Well, I mean, okay, and everybody can fill it in on their own blank. It's like a Mad Libs of Fat Face's big jokes. I mean, if you're last, other than Missouri, you're last. That's the joke. But it's not a joke; it's a statement. I think the convergence of depth is going to be really key. And I if I had to guess, Dave Van Horn again. Both these guys have forgotten more fortune cookie baseball cliches or any type of statement I can make. But here's the thing. that lineup, that Arkansas lineup is 1 through 9 dangerous. 1 through 9. They've got 7 dudes with 12 or more homers. They've got 8 dudes with 30 or more RBIs. I mean, they're going to take a lot of pitches, and they're going to get into the Tennessee bullpen. And, I mean, sitting here, despite my attire, I sat down thinking I was going to pick Tennessee, but I'm now wrestling with it because Arkansas is so complete.
Let me outline it this way, okay? This is how I see the series. I feel like I always look at the evidence and say, you did this over a long body of work. I feel like this is the better team. I feel like we've thrown that out in the regionals so far. It's whoever can handle the moment. And I think both teams have issues there that are concerning. Like Tennessee got its catcher kicked out of the game. That's been, Tennessee's been chippy all season long. It just kind of run out of control. There hadn't really been a lot of consequences for that until the other night. And you saw the umpires claim. I mean, Duke got a guy thrown out for a home run celebration in the dugout the other day that was pretty harmless. And Tennessee just sometimes, the water boils over the edge of the pot at times and works against them. Like they have to play with an edge. But like the other night, that Wake game, I mean, Liam Doyle, my goodness, that guy probably needed a tranquilizer dart to sleep after that one. I think finding that edge for Tennessee is where they're going to have to find something, right? Because I could see them being, their own best friend or own worst enemy. And Arkansas, like we saw this at multiple regionals. When you get down, my goodness, Arkansas, that fan base has got postseason baseball PTSD like nobody else. And when the stadium gets tight and the team gets tight, boy, that is tough to unwind.
Yeah.
So I think the emotional, mental component for both teams may override whatever we put out there in terms of talent and whatever.
To me, like we need to give shout outs to both of these head coaches in these programs. Like Tennessee, 5 straight super regionals. I mean, the job Tony Vitello and his staff has done in Knoxville has been incredible. I mean, he's literally rewritten the history books for that program. And then when I think of Dave Van Horn in Arkansas, I just think consistency. This is their 4th home super regional since 2018. So this is a program that is just, been one of the golden standards in this conference. So wanted to be sure that we said that. But again, to me, this is the top super regional matchup to watch of all of them across the country this weekend.
Yeah. And one more thing with that too, I wonder if how this series starts is key. If Liam Doyle comes out and just shoves and Arkansas can't hit him and he looked much better this weekend, then, it's going to get more tense inning by inning by inning. If Doyle comes out and kind of blows a gasket or you has some kind of issue, and Arkansas gets up a few runs early, Tony Vitello has a pretty quick hook, and they don't have as much bullpen depth as Arkansas does. So that's just another thing to watch. Man, the reasons that you could go in this one are just all over the place. Let's get the picks. Jay Greeson, you lead us off, please.
I think one of the things we talked about the emotion of this. I think Tennessee being on the road in that environment may actually help them. Both because of the tension that the collective sphincters of all the Razorback fans, that if things start turning, everybody gets tight and and as you said rightly, Graham, the players can feel that. But they're not going to have to bring their own juice. Tennessee's got the second best conference road record of anybody behind Texas in terms of percentage. I think Arkansas is deeper. I think Tennessee's more star-laden, but I think Tennessee knows what it takes. So despite my tiny bubbles get up, I'm taking the Vols.
What a twist. Did not see that coming. 180.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Hey, we're all
You
about
decided on the spot, didn't you?
Well, I told somebody in the chat the next time we talk about Arkansas, I was going to put on a Hawaiian shirt. So, if y'all know anything about me, I don't do anything halfway.
That's true.
Correct. I also like how in Chattanooga, Tennessee, you just have that ready to go in your house.
We've taken the kids to the islands a few times. My wife's brother lives over there.
Nice.
Okay, that's good news for them then. That's an awesome trip. For me, this is going to go 3 games. Give me the Hogs in Fayetteville.
I'm going Arkansas, but I've darn near talked myself out of it. I'll stick with it, but man, the whole, something goes wrong for them. That whole place is going to get tight, and that has mattered this tournament. Now, at some point, those things turn around. That's my guess, but I mean, who knows? I could see any one of them this going many ways. So anyway, those are our picks. We'll be here to talk about it afterwards. Be sure to visit our sponsor, GameTimeSidekicks.com. They make tremendous stuff. Actually, it's a lot of it's made in Knoxville. So Tennessee fans support your hometown product. Absolutely. We love them. GameTimeSidekicks.com. SE16 is your promo code. Good grief. For 10% discount on your order. Great Father's Day gift. All right. We'll talk about it after these games happen. For Graham Doty, Jay Greeson, I'm Chris Lee. You've been watching our baseball content here at Southeastern 16.